Today is a good day at Coop headquarters. We got Doom Dark Ages downloading. I just thought I'd check on my nemesis, see how they're getting on, and we're catching them. We're catching them up, bros. They need to spend more money on that paid media strategy because they ain't strategizing. What is that thing that you can't get from agencies? That thing that you can't buy? It's that's it. A personality. I am Couch Coop. This is 2020's Journey to a Savage Planet. It came out on the PlayStation 4 and has recently been re-upgraded to PlayStation 5, so I may well roll this out again for you guys to have a look at on the 9th gen. This is online co-op, and it didn't do too badly. It didn't make a massive noise, but it was a very fun, tongue-in-cheek, comedy-rich sci-fi adventure.
I will contact your superiors immediately.
Upon first hearing the news of a split-screen Savage Planet game, I immediately assumed that they were going to overhaul this, but we have an entirely new game under the title of Revenge of the Savage Planet, which is great news. It also has switched to third-person view, so I was just elated because it means we've got a whole new branch of content within this IP, and it's a damn pretty IP. I think you guys will all agree on that. I'm actually looking forward to going through that single player on the original game on a PlayStation 5, because firing this up with that free upgrade totally opened my eyes to how magnificent a game this was back in 2020. Some split-screen games will immediately rub me up the wrong way with not giving me enough options on that front end before the game even starts. Revenge of the Savage Planet does the coolest thing by saying which side of that split screen do you want to be on. It's amazing. No swapping chairs, no you take my pad. We just gave the direction on that screen and we were then allocated that position from there on in. And it is only vertical split as far as I can see. This game is available on all 9th generation consoles, PlayStation 5, etc. It did get a Game Pass day one, along with Doom. My god, Phil Spencer's got some deep pockets, I'll give you that. Well, they're Bill Gates' pockets, really, aren't they? This is on PC as my confession. I ran it on its epic settings for as long as I could at a PEG 60. That has to be changed because things got very busy. There's a lot of elemental splats, crazy looking aliens and projectiles flying around, so it got a little bit I can't cope with all this action. So it went down to high as opposed to full-blown epic settings, but so impressed with these visuals and also the rework with the UI, but they've kept some of the cool stuff in there from the original game.
Act a bit like a sonar. Not only will it tell you how much good stuff is currently surrounding you.
Just immediate fun and good wholesome humour. You've got the female guide, so to speak, talking to you all the time. There is loads of great comedy in here. There's an almost Portal Where's the Cake angle to her motivations and whether or not she's actually working on your side.
Begone, strange alien crystals!
Progress! So what now? Well, I am detecting new species in this next area, some of them more territorial than we've encountered so far. Remember, there is nothing in Alpha's various directives that stops you from hunting them.
It's funny that Portal should pop in there. This is one of the games that does actually remind me of that setup. Now, against the original game, this is slightly more fetch, puzzle, work a thing out before you progress than that first game. The first game leans on like environmental alien fights with like bigger boss, mid-tier bosses, and a lot more fragmented fights. It does get very hectic with your weapons. You also get the whip. We'll get to the whip, but it was a lot more two-player focused as a model, and I think that's an excellent sign. I did have a little dip into the single player, but I think all of this fun and structure is there to be taken advantage of by two players, particularly local. You don't get to say that a lot. I I do want to mention this is the infamous Lewis playing with me here. He is on the left screen, I am on the right, and we are both Returnal veterans in massive inverted commas. So we were joking around that as soon as the shooting starts, we're going to be fine. We are already experts within this third-person shooter model. This is not as tough as Returnal, okay? You can all breathe a sigh of relief. You will see level 3.
Be gone! Run! Okay, the path seems to have cleared. Press on. The habitat can't be much further.
Another thing about Revenge against the original game is how early it introduces an open expanse to you and teleporting around larger distances, and also dealing with off the beaten track special enemies. There's loads of experimentation to be had off your quest line, and I very much appreciated that. This is far less linear than Journey to the Savage Planet, particularly in that opening front quarter. So death is dealt with on a timed revive system. You get 25 seconds, the other player just needs to turn up and then pull them back in. If you both die, you get these awesome respawn animations that differ every time. Sunset Overdrive. So it is not the best idea to completely wander off, but we will get to some of that towards the end of the video. But it brings me on to tethering and the distance you can roam away from the other player. There is zero, as far as I'm aware. There was no alert, no notice, no drag back to the other player. Ark, are you paying attention to this? You are completely autonomous and not joined at the hip. It blew my mind.
Do some diving?
Awesome!
I'm sure I can locate an upgrade for this. I'll let you know when I find it.
There is full-blown underwater exploration. I did not expect that. The upgrades to your jetpack, suit and weapon are completely massive and game-changing. And one of the things that caught me off guard, and they drilled this home incredibly well, is the whole hub back to base system and returning, sorting yourself out, and then heading out back on that adventure. It's got a real homely attachment to it. It feels very cool. You have to get this satellite working, and then once all your teleport stations are up and going, you feel like you've got this massive expanse to take advantage of and then bring everything back, craft. There's even a zoo section that is hilarious, and me and Lewis managed some pretty cool specimens just in our short playtest time. And this is a playtest. I haven't gone like 15 hours into the game. I will need to roll this out on PlayStation 5 again to double check things on performance, so there'll be a deeper dive with that video. We are also encountering stuff that we can't deal with, enemies that we can't take down because we don't have the right equipment yet. It does push that right tool for the job, particularly on some of the larger beasts and things roaming around within the map. But the normal stuff you can take down either with your gun or with the whip that comes up in one of the main campaign quests.
Yes! With the threat eliminated, the supply crate has unlocked. A standard issue 3D printer cartridge allowing you to print new tools or gear.
I do want to talk about the video game's size and production. This is one of 5 planets or biomes that you see on your map screen at the hub, and also every time you go back after a subquest or side mission or main campaign section, there is something new playing on that video screen. If you know the original game, this is a huge part of the game's comedy stick, and some of the awesome stuff you see on screen within that base hub is totally mind-blowing. There is a lot of content here, and not a single piece of it is stripped for the local co-op. That is a gift, and again, something you don't see all the time. I thought this may be a dumbed down version of that single player campaign. No, absolutely incredible stuff.
I'm really sorry to call you out of the blue like this, okay? But I just felt like we hadn't been talking since the acquisition.
little clip of Ubisoft talking to Tencent there. That was called a joke level cap. You should try them out sometime.
Alright, much better. Now you can open it safely, I think. But don't lick your hands afterwards.
Can we get to the whip? Because you've been talking whip this, whip that, Indiana Jones the whole way through this video. I want to see something, please. The whip is on X or square, okay? So it's against your projectile pistol weapon. It's an additional, like, close quarters thing. And it's a second stage to a lot of the process to bringing enemies down. But it also offers the opportunity to open up a freaking portal, I shit you not, to then take whatever you've incapacitated back to your zoo. It's a crazy system. I did not see it in the original game, and it kind of blew our minds a bit. God damn, this game is fun. This is as good as Destroy All Humans. Do you remember that PS5 remake, which I'll link on the description? It is up there with that much content and that much hilarity and that much local co-op joy.
Fantastic catch!
At one point, I was thinking, I've got to say something bad about this. There's got to be something that is just not sitting right with me. And it was like the protagonists looking the same. I was like, their outfits are identical. They've really dropped the ball at that one. Massive outfit change, cosmetic, customization section we didn't even notice within the hub. And once you've got that zoo open, it sort of changes into this gotta catch 'em all weird, like Digimon thing going on. You can muck around with that all day long, watching the little creatures that you've captured and seeing them in the environment that they've been teleported into. Back to that autonomy point, it got to the stage where we were both just doing our own things. Maybe one of us is halfway through finishing a side quest. When you hand stuff in, or if you've got a cutscene, it doesn't even interrupt the other player's screen. Everything just trundles along as it should. This is epic game design. Raccoon Logic Studios, if you are watching, I will take review codes on that PS5 version, please. The original game's made by Typhoon Studios, but it also has that Raccoon intro. I'll cross that bridge another time. Doom Dark Ages is about to be ran on my poor PC. I have informed the local fire brigade. My name is, of course, Couch Coop, and I don't need no paid media strategy, sunshine, to get where I need to get. Just review codes. See you down there.